Okay, I want to welcome everyone to Got Connections. Rob Stutzman with the SCORE Boston chapter is going to be presenting today. He has a handful of presentations he does for us, and they're all related to most of them are related to marketing type topics. And I think this one is a really advantageous one to view for all of our folks here today. So we're gonna get started and talk to you a little bit about SCORE. I'm assuming we'll have a few more folks joining us yet, so we want to make sure that everyone knows what SCORE does and who we are. Our goals are to share information with the small business community, and we do that in a couple different ways. One is through the information on our website. If you go to the score.org website, you're going to be able to download templates, not just business plans, but marketing plans, financial templates, all kinds of really great information. You're going to be able to watch recorded webinars. You're going to be able to find articles, blogs, all kinds of great information. Strongly encourage you to take a look if you haven't done that before. The other way we share information is through our workshops. Most of those come out through our newsletter and some through our website. And then we do share with a couple other organizations that, like are on the SBA website, etc. So definitely look for that information if you're looking for additional workshops coming up in the next couple months. The other way we provide information is through mentoring. And I think this is probably one of the most important things that we do. Our mentors are volunteers that come to our organization because they want to share what they've learned in their careers with the small business community. They work with folks that are trying to decide if small business is right for them, those that are in the planning phase, and those that are already in business. Folks come to us asking on any business topic you can imagine. We have just over 80 mentors in our Boston chapter alone, and there's 10,000 nationally. So if we can't help you with your question, we will certainly reach out to the district and national levels to find someone that can help. A beginning session is probably in the 40-minute range, and they're going to want to know what your goals are and what your challenges are, and they're going to work with you to put together a plan to reach those goals. And the wonderful thing about working with a mentor is you're not just working with one person. They work together as a team. They'll bring in others as needed. They will reach back to others in the group and ask, and get clarification on things if needed. It's a really collaborative effort to make sure that you're successful with what you're trying to do. Getting a mentor is very easy. You can go to the score.org website. There's a blue box. You just type in your zip code and that will match you to the chapter that's nearest you. And then there's going to ask you a couple of questions like, how a mentor can help you, what kind of business you have. And that information will be used to help match you to the correct person that can help you with what you need. So today we are going to use the Q&A button on the Zoom bar. We do expect a decent crowd today, so I want to make sure I'm not losing track of any questions that you might have. Everything else can be put into chat, but if you could try and concentrate your questions for the presenter into that Q&A box, that would be great. We are recording, and we will post that in the next 24 to 48 hours. And that will be on the score.org/Boston website. And from the graphic, you can see it's under local workshops on the blue bar and previously recorded webinar. That's what you're going to find that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this down, and I'm going to turn it over to our presenter today. Rob, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Teresa, as always. And good day to everybody. Welcome to our webinar on Got Connections. Oops, going too fast. Talking about how websites, social media, and email need to work together because you need to create a cohesive marketing strategy. and your website and social media and email play into that. A little bit about myself. I've been in business for over 40 years, 30 of which was with Verizon, and I led global teams and marketing initiatives. When I retired, I started my own private consulting firm, and then within SCORE, I do mentoring, but I do mentoring within marketing and social media and digital marketing for the chapter. And you can, my email address is there, and you can touch me on LinkedIn as well. Now that you know a little bit about me, I'd like to know a little bit about you. We've got a couple of questions here, and Teresa will bring up the poll. The first question is, what's your primary platform for marketing? And the second question is, how often do you market to your clients? So go ahead and fill out that poll. That'll help me understand who's on the call and how you guys are doing for online marketing these days. And I will leave it to Teresa. When she feels we've got a good quorum, she'll show us the results. And here come the results. Okay, so on the first question, what's your primary platform for marketing? Very interesting how social media leads the way. There is no doubt that we have lots of requests coming in from small business owners wanting to know how can they leverage social media to their advantage. Very encouraging to see that the website is right behind that. And it's certainly extremely important in your online marketing. And then we've got networking that comes in third. So, you know, the power of networking can be in person, but it can also be online. There's a variety of ways that you can network virtually with other people as well. And so how you market to your clients, people are doing it weekly. That's very good. Very congratulations. I'm glad you've got the capacity to be able to do it on a weekly basis. That is a good cadence to be on. Every few days is okay as long as you are scheduling it, as long as you're putting in your schedule. Too often we say, oh, I'm going to do a post or send a newsletter or do something today, and then we get interrupted, then we get on to something else and we've totally forget about doing it, then we'll do it tomorrow, and the same thing happens, we get interrupted, we're on to something else. So, you know, suddenly you sit down and say, okay, now I'm going to do my content, and a month has gone by. And online, people will look at that and they'll see the dates and they'll go, well, they don't provide information very often. The people that are rewarded on social media and other online platforms are those that are consistent and work a cadence for themselves. Okay. So what is online marketing? Online marketing, which also is known as digital marketing, it's a broad term, and it encompasses strategies and techniques that are used to promote products or promote services or brands on the internet. It's about leveraging the digital channels and technologies to connect with potential customers and generate interest in what you have to offer. And we're already at the end. Let's go back again. Okay. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Okay. So what are the top marketing challenges to businesses today? Well, it's attracting new customers. Everybody wants to grow. That's why you went into business. You went into business to grow, not to shrink. They are challenged by marketing to a target audience. They want to make sure that whatever dollars they're spending on marketing or whatever effort they're putting towards online marketing. They want to make sure they're hitting the right audience so they get the greatest return for their efforts and for their dollars. And then they want to convert leads that come in, they want to convert them to sales. But probably one of the biggest challenges facing businesses today is that you're marketing in a crowded environment. There's over 200 million active websites on the internet today. Last year, there were over 333 billion emails that were sent last year. And there were over 2 million Facebook posts done every minute. So there's a lot of communication going on. I'm sure you're aware of it because you get it from other sources that come into your social media platform and that comes into your email box. And so you know that people are communicating all the time online. So how do we think about the interplay between social media, email, and your website? It's like utilizing the party principle. Think about social media as the big party, or a networking event. Say you go to a networking event, it's kind of noisy, it's kind of crowded. You meet people, you talk back and forth, maybe you pass business cards back and forth, but it's a little chaotic. And so that's what social media is. It's kind of the noise that's out there where people are reading different posts. And so what you want to do within social media is you want engagement. You want them to engage with your content so that when they go onto their feed, your information is more likely to show up because they have taken an action on your content. Maybe they've liked you, maybe they become a follower. When they do that, that pushes you up in the newsfeed within the algorithms of social media platforms. It's all good for reaching new audiences. You have virtually a worldwide audience that has access to your content. So as you put it out there, you never know who's going to see it and who's going to respond. And the challenge is creating eye-catching posts. Things that do well on social media are videos. People love to watch videos we're in this age of TikTok. People like the short form videos when they're on their social media platforms. The other thing that works well are polls, putting a question out there and asking people to respond. And the other thing that does well is just asking questions, putting an open-ended question out there and asking people to respond. People want to engage within social media because it's community to them. That's where they get their community. Think about email and email marketing as the after party. Those are the people that you met at the party, you hit it off, you talked a little bit of business, and you said, "Hey, let's get together after the party." And so you get together afterwards. And so what email does is it reaches audiences directly. When you get somebody on your email list, that is your license to talk to them and communicate with them very directly. The better you are at the messaging of email, and the more attractive your email is, the better off it's going to be for you. And you can provide more detail. A lot of times posts are very short. There's only a limited amount of content you really can put on a post. Within an email, you can put a lot more content, and it's probably where you're going to disseminate your newsletter. And you're going to send out and keep people updated about what's going on within your company. Your website is the VIP lounge. It is where you ultimately want to get people to. It's where you keep your exclusive content. It's where you conduct one-on-one conversations, and it's away from all the noise of social media and email as well. So the ultimate goal in any of this, whether it be social media or email, is to get them to your website. And a lot of social media platforms don't like that. They want you to stay within their platform. And that's why they keep coming up with features to keep you on their ecosystem. But you want to get them away from that. You want to get them to your website. So start with an assessment, of how am I doing? Is first of all, is my website mobile responsive? Mobile marketing has grown tremendously, and mobile e-commerce over mobile devices has exploded. So, make sure your website is mobile responsive. Take a look at your website on the internet. How does it look? Does it look like it's attractive, and is it easy to use for getting people to the information that they're seeking? Am I sending emails and posting regularly? One of the best ways to do it is simply to put it into your schedule. Whatever your capacity is, if you can do it weekly, schedule it in. Just tell yourself every Monday morning for the first 2 hours or however long it takes, I'm going to take and I'm going to create an email, or I'm going to create posts, and I'm going to put them out there, and I'm going to do it every week because I've scheduled it into my calendar. This is where the artificial intelligence tools like ChatGPT can come in handy, because you may have great ideas, but you don't really have the time to create an article from scratch or a post from scratch. You could put your idea into ChatGPT and it will write the article for you. You can then review the article, make some light edits, and then either send it out on email or post it. Done. What might have taken you normally 2 to 3 hours to complete is done in a matter of minutes. So the third thing to think about is, are people taking actions that you want them to take? Every message you put out there should have some kind of call to action associated with it. The ultimate action is to get them to your website, because that's where the selling is going to happen. They're going to buy your product online, or they're going to set up an appointment with you, or they're going to, purchase, soft goods from your site. So, getting them to your website should be the premier call to action for everything that you do. If you're on more than one social media platform, take a look at where are you getting better performance? Are you getting better performance on Facebook versus Instagram, or are you getting better performance on LinkedIn versus others? Is Twitter, X platform even useful? Is that something you should consider? And are you moving people to your own channels of website, email, and social media? So you want to get them ultimately, even within the social media platform, getting them to like and to follow. Gets them onto your channels within those platforms. So the best practices when it comes to the interplay of these three platforms is to bring people closer to your business. And you want to use the right tools to communicate and engage. That's the watchword on social media these days, is engagement. People today want to be nurtured. They want to get to know you. They want to get to know your product or service. They want to get to a point where they trust you. And when they trust you, then they're willing to do business with you. The days of kind of hard selling over email or over social media are really going away, because people are turned off by that. They want to know more about you and what your product is all about before they do business with you. And review how your efforts are working together. Is your social media driving eyeballs to your website? Is your website and social being used to build your email list? Is your email being used to disseminate information and call to action? This is how they work with each other instead of against each other. Some website best practices. If you don't have a website, get one. There's actually places out on the internet where you can get one for free. So, if you don't have a website, by all means, get one today. There's lots of tools out there. You can hire a web design firm. They're going to be the most expensive option. You can buy places where they give you templates, and you can create a template and have a very professional looking website. And then there are those that people want to do it, themselves, totally from scratch. That's fine. You can do that as well. But search, free websites, and you'll see that there's a variety of different places you can go to. What call to actions do I have on my website? There should be a sign up for your newsletter. That's how you're going to stay in contact with your target audience, is by making sure that they sign up for your newsletter. Do you have a contact us form? If someone's on the site and they have a question or they want to talk further, do they have a way to contact you? Do you have your phone number website so that people can pick up the phone and call you, or more likely that they're going to text you to get more information? If you're in the services business, are you providing a free initial consultation where you can eliminate the barrier of doing business with you by saying, let's talk, the call is free, the consultation is free, and we'll both at the end of the session understand if how we can help you. Do you list the social medias platforms that you're on, so that people understand that you are across the board, that you're not just on a single social media platform, you're on a variety of platforms? And then consider adding a blog. A blog gives you the opportunity to talk about topics of interest, and then people, as they read your blog, what's happening subliminally is that they are beginning to get a perception of you as a thought leader within your market. And again, people want to do business with people whom they know and trust. And if you are perceived as a thought leader in your market, then people are going to be more apt to do business with you. Some email best practices. Consider using email marketing platforms like MailChimp or Constant Contact. There's a variety of other ones as well. Greet new contacts with a welcome email. When someone signs up, send them immediately some kind of message saying, hey, thanks for welcome, thanks for signing up. We look forward to communicating with you. It enables you to engage new subscribers, and consider a welcome series to building relationships. You might have a series of 3 messages. The first one goes out immediately. The second one might go out a week later, and the third one might go out a month later. Whatever it is you could do to touch points with your clients out there, keeping your name in front of them, and automate it if you can. The other great thing about email marketing platforms, there's a lot of rules around junk email and spamming. And a lot of times people will put their email list in the blind copy of an email and send it out. Well, a lot of the email providers now are seeing those blind copies and seeing lots of names in there, and they're saying, oh, this person must be spamming, and so they won't deliver the email to your intended audience. Using platforms like MailChimp and Constant Contact can avoid those kinds of things, because they have set up the technology to make sure they're in compliance with the email providers. They're also a great source of reporting. You can send out information, and you can see who's opened your email. You can see who's taken action on your email, and you can see who's bounced out there. So it gives you great information on managing the relationship with your email list. And asking for email addresses is really quite easy. You could promotion out on your website that says, sign up for our email list and we'll send you something. We'll send you maybe a free guide, or we'll send you a sample of our product, whatever that promotion is, just for exchange. People are very willing to give up their email addresses, much more willing than they are to give up their mobile phone numbers. So you could include 2 types of emails in your You could have promotional ones and you could have non-promotional ones. The promotional ones might be, hey, we've got a new product that we're introducing, and as a result, we're going to have 20% off sale between now and the next 30 days. And then you could have non-promotional. This might be your newsletter where you're disseminating information to your clientele out there, and you're wanting to provide them with information more so than you're indirectly promoting your company when you do that. Use newsletters to your advantage, then send them on a regular schedule. It all depends on your capacity. If you could do it every week, that's awesome. If you can do it twice a month, that's okay. If you do it once a month, that's a little long between messages when you do it on a monthly basis, but if that's all you can do capacity wise right now, and just stay with your schedule. Make your intro personal. A lot of tools today have the ability to insert someone's name. So when they get information on email, the email says, hey, Rob, thanks for subscribing to our newsletter. We look forward to doing business with you in the future. Keep it to 3 topics. Don't have a laundry list of information that you want to disseminate because people will read the top 3 things and they aren't going to read the bottom information anyways. So keep it to 3 topics. And again, encourage engagement. Figure out ways to get them to your website, whether it be to see a new product or whether it be to check out a new promotion, but find ways to get them to your website. Determine your best send frequency, because the audience and the expectations you've set with them. And as we talked about, you send, at least once a month, but weekly is optimal. For promotional emails, you could send out an announcement of the promotion. You could then send out a reminder of the promotion. And lastly, send out a last chance reminder of the promotion. Hey, just want to let you know this promotion expires the end of the month. You might want to take advantage of it and get them to your website to do that. List growth is customer growth, so make it your process. There's a variety of ways to get information that you could build your email list. If you have a storefront, if you have a brick and mortar location, you could put a QR code at the checkout that somebody can scan with their phone, and then they they can sign up for your newsletter or sign up for promotional offers. You could train your staff that while they're helping a customer, just ask them, would you like to be part of our newsletter? Give me your email address and we'll get you signed up. You can do it at events. You can have a sign at your event where, a lot of pop-up things that go on in a variety of different vendors. When they come by your booth, again, all they have to do is scan your QR code and they can be on your email list and you can be communicating with them after the event. You can put it on print materials. You could have flyers and brochures if you have direct mail. QR codes are used quite extensively today because people, again, are using their mobile devices to do commerce. And so when they see something that's interesting, rather than have to sit there and type it in, or rather than have to type in and go to the website, they can put in a QR code. QR code takes them to your website. They put in the information and away they go. Online, you could do it through your website. You could do it through social media. You could put it in your email signature when you send out an email, and you can put it into different landing pages within your website. The landing page is the page that's not your home page. So if they go to your blog, that's a landing page that they're going to. And focus on one channel at a time. These major platforms out there, Facebook is geared towards friends and family and news. There is company information on Facebook. You can create a business page on Facebook. But the environment is friends and family and disseminating news. Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, is highly visual. So if you have a product that is best sold through graphics or videos, you could put that on Instagram. People are going to Instagram with the intention of seeing highly visual things. Pinterest is kind of a niche platform, but it's where people can put in visual tips and ideas. It's where you put in information about how people can use your product or service. You know, say if you have particular food that you sell, and you could tell them how to prepare the food, or if you have you know, different things that people, if they have a tip or an idea, that's what they're going to Pinterest for. LinkedIn is for professional networking. A lot of services companies are on LinkedIn because of the professional nature of that platform. And so if you're on LinkedIn, you know, pretty much stay with business. You can put personal things in it, but people are going, they're on LinkedIn because they want to interface professionally with each other. X, the former Twitter, is about public news and it's about what's happening now. So a lot of people get their news these days from these kinds of platforms because they want the up to the minute post on whatever topic that's going on. And then you've got TikTok as well as Facebook and YouTube. You know, short form videos. You know, TikTok's kind of known for its quirky video content. YouTube, which used to be known for its instructional videos, are trying to get people to adopt their short form videos because they're competing with TikTok. Instagram has Reels, and Instagram, you put a reel on Instagram, it also shows up on Facebook, and so people are using these platforms to put out short form videos. And again, people like to look at videos more than look at pictures and read text. And match your approach to the social channel. Again, use social media to drive traffic to your website and consider all the platforms to leverage. You know, the traffic driven to a domain in the Google top 100 organic search results. X, that's at the top with 650 million you know, referrals to a website on the web, and then mobile another 448 million through that platform. Behind that is Instagram, and behind that is Facebook. Some social media best practices: spend time on driving awareness, provide customer service, get people to engage, and move people to your own channels. You know, move them to your, whether it be your business page on Facebook, or if you have established a group, move them to your group on Facebook so you can communicate with them. Understand the algorithms. The algorithms are changing all the time, and they're changing based on user behavior. And so spend the time to research. If you've decided the platform of choice for me is Facebook, uh, go in and do a Google search on Facebook algorithms 2024, and it will come back and tell you how the algorithms work and how you can leverage them. And if you try to beat the algorithm, chances are you're not going to be successful, and it could actually put you in detriment with the platform. But they will give you tips. They'll give you tips on how you can structure your content or structure your information so that it moves your information up on someone's newsfeed. Amplify your efforts with ads. You know, ads have their purpose, but they're best utilized when in conjunction with information you're already providing out there. It just gets people to pay attention to your information, and then it's up to you to get them to take action to get on your email list or to come to your website. And we talked about enticed engagement with polls and videos and questions. So, here's the ecosystem that you've got. You're providing, you're providing a wow experience, and you want to entice people to stay in touch. You want them to engage with you, and you want to do that by driving visual, social visibility, and increase exposure, and then connect with new prospects, so that you keep this thing moving at all times, where you're communicating with those and you're enticing those you don't know to get into that communication flow with you. So websites and email and social media should not be viewed as individual initiatives, but a cohesive strategy that engages the prospective client and motivates them to deeper levels of connection. So some next steps that you can take. First, assess your online marketing strategy. And if you don't have an online marketing strategy, that's your first step, is to create an online marketing strategy. Build your email list by asking for emails. Focus on one social platform and become an expert of that platform. Learn about the algorithms. Learn about how you can take advantage of the platform to reach the greatest amount of people. Use social media to drive traffic to your website. Use your website to gather emails. Use your email platform to target prospects and clients. And above all, nurture, nurture, nurture. So with that, I will turn it back over to Teresa and see if we have any questions.
Yeah, I do have a question. Yeah, so if anyone else has a question, please get it listed into the Q&A so we can make sure we get that asked for you. How often should you send emails to clients? She says that she posts daily, but doesn't email daily.
Yeah, I would say the best cadence for email is if you can do it weekly. If you do it too often, people get a little annoyed because they feel like you're just filling up their inbox. If you keep it to once a week on a regularly scheduled basis, then people will come to expect it. For instance, at SCORE, we send out our newsletter on Mondays. So people, come to expect a newsletter from SCORE so they can see what the upcoming workshops are for the week. So keeping it weekly, I think, is optimal.
I don't have any other submitted questions. So wait, I have another one. How should your marketing tactics / channels differ if you're targeting business execs as clients versus consumers?
So targeting business executives, you're going to inevitably run into somebody who's managing their email on their behalf. So just know that when you send something off to them, you think it's going directly to them. Most likely it's going to their executive administrator, and they're going to look at it and determine if the executive should pay attention to that email. So the types of things that can play well with executives is anything that helps them to either increase top line revenue, decrease costs, get the most out of their employees. These are the things that are top of mind with executives as they're managing their business. Any information on competitors, their competitors. If you're doing business with one of their competitors and you let them know, hey, we've helped XYZ company in this area, you might be interested. That's the kind of thing that executives are going to be interested in.
My understanding is that not so many people are using email as much as they used to. What is your experience?
If there's a reduction, it's negligible. People today are still sending just as much email as they ever have before. I think what we're going to find is within the area of social media, people have been at it now for a number of years, and people put a lot of effort into social media. Uh, and there's a lot of questions coming back now. Am I really getting my return on investment? Because I have no idea who's looking at my information. The only way I know is if they like my information or if they follow my page on the platform. But and I think people are going to come back again and look at email, particularly if they're using the platforms that you have today, which allow you to create emails with lots of graphics and different fonts. You can embed videos within emails today. I think you're going to find people taking another look at email marketing again and saying, this is I when I use that platform, I get so much more information about if my information is being read or not because the platforms will tell you, who's opened your email and who's taken an action on the email you've sent out. But there's still millions and millions, if not billions, of emails being sent on a daily basis.
Do you have any, what's your opinion on GoDaddy as a web host?
I use GoDaddy in my private consulting firm. I think they're great. There are others that are out there. A lot of people have used Wix and like Wix. But the good thing about these kind of website providers is that they provide the templates and they provide the expertise to get you up and running. And it's very easy to maintain. I have a blog on my website that I try to post to on a weekly basis. And when I post on it, I also go to my social channels and say, hey, here's the latest blog you might want to be interested in. And what's been interesting is I've seen growth within LinkedIn. Now, what I'm doing is I'm doing digital marketing consulting, which is a little bit more of a professional service that I'm providing out there. But that's been wonderful. I've just been watching the numbers tick up.
Do you have any suggestions on what content do you think is appropriate for newsletters?
It depends on what industry you're in. If you are in the service industry, for instance, information about either latest trends or tips, or information about hot topics, they do well. If you're in selling hard goods, emails can be used for highlighting, either new products or products that have been revised or promotions and sales. People, or if you have a product that takes a little bit of know-how to really get the most out of it, sending out information that helps people use your email, or use your product more effectively, does well as well.
If your email list also requires a client to create an account, does that work just as well as just collecting an email without any other information?
Can you run that by me one more time?
Sure, yeah. If your email list also requires a client to create an account, does that work just as well as collecting an email without any other information? So I think, I think.
As long as an email you have on the form, an email that they put in their email, then absolutely, that's one of the best ways to collect their email.
Last question. I use Weebly and also GoDaddy. Do I need to use both or can I just do one?
I would, I mean, just in the spirit of streamlining things and making life easier, I would pick one and go with that. By the way, for those interested in a free website, there's a company called Webador, Webador, that offers free websites.
Let's see. If I want to use a digital marketing consultant like yourself, how much and often am I looking to pay?
Again, it depends on the scope of the engagement, but you can expect, that the cost of the individual to provide their expertise is probably going to be somewhere around $150 an hour. But it all depends on what the scope of the project is. By the way,
Okay, this
if you come to SCORE, we do it for free.
okay, this one's a long one. I've heard it's not a good idea to ask for multiple things at point of email sign up and to make it simpler. But to have our CRM organized well, last name is helpful. Zip code helps us know what time of day to send our newsletter to those people based on the time zone. So wouldn't it be unwise to not ask for the first name, last name, zip code, at a minimum? I do realize though that the amount of people giving all this data will suffer with fewer total people opting into our newsletter magnet offer though.
I think I understand
I
the
think what
question.
they're saying is it better to get and certainly clarify if I'm incorrect. What I'm getting from it is it better to get a lot of emails, or is it better to have fewer but more information about each person?
Yeah, I keep saying it depends, but I mean, it depends again on your business, what market you're in. People today are a little skittish about providing too much information. E- Either it's for privacy concerns or they're afraid they're going to get, deluged with emails. But again, people are more apt to, if they're giving you their last name and they're giving you their zip code, they should be able to give you their email address, much more than they would want to give you their mobile phone, because people say, well, like, if I don't, I can either delete what comes in or I can unsubscribe. By the way, the other advantage email has over social media is today, people know how to forward an email. If something comes in and if they have somebody that maybe not for them, but they have a friend of theirs that it would be interesting to, they know how to forward the email off to their friend. People don't always know how to forward a posting on social media or how to share a posting on media, or if they share it to everybody, and they really just wanted to direct it to an individual. So that's the advantage that email has over social media, that people are well trained, they know how to forward emails.
Independent of the nature of one's business, would it be best to know what time zone they're in so you have the email arrive at the better time of day? That they'll
Yeah,
open so that you know that they open it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you're doing that. You're tailoring that to your audience, and you're saying, I want to be when that person wakes up in the morning and they turn on their computer and usually the first place people go to is email. They want to know what emails come in. And you want to be at the top of the box of email when they do that. So it's, you're doing it within the spirit of personalization. You're understanding your audience, you're understanding your demographics, you're understanding when they're likely to look at email, and you're adjusting your sending accordingly. And I think the email platforms, they'll let you schedule, like you could create a message and say, don't send this message out until 9 a.m. or whatever time you determine.
Regarding SMS texting, to do that right from the get-go, if a solopreneur wants everyone calling their listed phone number to be sent to the VMail along with a one-time automatic SMS text with a link to their website's contact form, with a second link in that same outgoing text with a link invitation to book a free discovery call with us, would something like CallRail, Uma, Call Hippo, Vonage be sufficient? Any other VoIP options with automated SMS to all incoming callers that may prove better for this purpose?
Yeah, SMS marketing, it's really coming on. Not used, it's certainly not used as extensively as email marketing, but becoming more used as well. I personally am not real familiar with the different providers of SMS texting. I do know that Constant Contact provides that within their service, that you can send stuff out over SMS. And I think putting in links that take them back to your website, great way to do it. You get them at the point of impulse, and then when they come onto your website, hopefully you've captured their email address so that you can then send stuff to them on a periodic basis.
Okay, I think we've got through all the questions. So
Wonderful.
yeah, so thank you, everyone. There was a lot of great questions today, and that always makes for a well-rounded event. So thank you for those. And thank you, Rob, for providing answers. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.